Welcome to the tight turn analysis brought to you by Laura Stamm Power Skating, where we're going to be taking a look at the tight turn and all the techniques involved. Now, the first part of the tight turn is the entrance. If we take a look at the entrance of the turn, the first thing you have to have is you have to have strong edges. And the way that's done is you have an inside edge and an outside edge, and you want to lean your edges at a 45-degree angle. This ensures that you've got a good grip in the ice and you're able to execute that turn. So what we've done is we've measured the angle between the player's lower body and the ice. You can see the lower body leans in on almost a 45-degree angle, and this is showing you the knee bend and the edges. And the interesting thing is the upper body is not leaning in. The upper body is leaning outward. If we show you the upper body lean, this is also leaning out at a 45-degree angle. And this shows you that you're counter leaning. Your lower body is leaning in, so your upper body has to lean out if you're going to be balanced. And the way you do that is you want to take your inside shoulder and you want to lift your inside shoulder up as much as possible and take your outside shoulder and pull that down. So this way your upper body is leaning outward. Now the next thing is when you enter the turn, your feet are actually together. A lot of players make this mistake on it. When they go around the tight turn, they'll come in with their feet shoulder width apart and they'll glide around and they won't get that first push. And that first push is called a C cut. And you can see if we frame through this, the player has their outside skate and it traces right along this C. You can see the feet start together under the body and that skate is pushed out until full extension, until their leg is locked right there. And then it continues through the push until completion, and that push makes a C in the ice. And once you get halfway through the push, you want to start doing your X push. The X push is done with the next leg. You can see right here that X push is done all the way to completion until your leg makes full extension. Now the interesting thing is the player has done a toe step coming out. We've blown up this picture of the player's skate on the right, and they're landing on the toe. And the important thing about that is going to give you a boost of acceleration leaving the turn. So if you land on the toe, you're not going to waste any time gliding. You're just going to dig in and get an immediate push right away, and this helps you accelerate out of the turn. If we show you a tight turn of a player not landing on the toe, this is what it looks like. And the player comes around, does it, and you can see a little bit of a glide there and right into the normal stride. Now if we take a direct comparison of the two and we look at the middle of it, and this is the point where they're synchronized, and we play through this, you can see they cross over at the same time, and that player on the left who is landing on the toe gets a much quicker stride right after the turn. And let's watch that again. If we frame forward, you can see they're both crossing over, and that player on the left lands on the toe. Now, because of that, they push immediately, and the player on the right has a little bit of a glide, and you can see that first push is executed a little bit faster by the player on the left. And if we go until the edge of the circle as a frame of reference, you can see that the player on the left reaches the edge of the circle a bit faster than the player on the right. The player on the right at this point is still about one stride length away from the edge of the circle. And if we frame forward a little bit more, you can see that that extra stride is being done by the player on the right, and they finally reach the edge. So by landing on the toe, you're almost getting a full stride advantage on somebody you're racing. So let's play through this again at speed. Now here's a good drill for this. What we're doing is we're simply going in and we're doing a tight turn at a slower speed. Glide into the turn with your feet together. Make sure you execute both pushes. You can see the skater is very purposeful in getting both pushes, and it's almost like they're overemphasizing the technique. And if we play through this one more time and leave in the sound, you can distinctly hear two cuts in the ice. And these cuts are very loud, and they should be. You're getting a tremendous amount of power through this. And let's play through the normal tight turn. One more time. Let's back it up a little bit. And here's the at speed turn. It's the same exact technique. The only difference is you're doing it faster. Thank you. And for more information, visit laurastamm.net.